If you're anything like me, then you like a challenge. And today, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm going to grab my sketchbook and my small table easel, and we're just going to get started. But first, I have to find an empty page because there's a lot of portrait sketches in here. Here's the reference that I am going to be using. I'll link it down below. I found it on Unsplash. I have my timer. Let's start. We've got 5 minutes to do this challenge for this portrait. I am going to try and sketch fast, but I still want to be as accurate as possible. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if I will be able to get this done, but I'm going to try my best. That's the whole point of a challenge. And so far, so good. We've got the circle in, and then we also have the ear circle, like the side plane, mapped out as well. I have the nose marked out where I think the chin should go, and I'm going to finish out the rest of the jawline. And I'm going to add in the neck, kind of where I think it should go. Also, with sketching, it's good to sketch loosely, so figuring out where all of your features should go before you add in the details. And I always like to start with the nose just because sometimes I make the nose a little bit too big, but if I'm able to line up the rest of the features, then the nose doesn't look as big as it really is. And the nose is also in the middle of the face, so I'm able to use that nose and map out the rest of the features to make them as accurate as possible. And I just like drawing noses, so I like to do that first. Once the nose is done, I move on to the eyes, and usually the tear duct of the eye is at the edge of the nostril, and then depending on where the face is angled, the tip of the nose can be the outer side of the eye. And when I was sketching this, I realized later on, which I will fix before I paint it, but I realized later on the person's right eye is too far over to the left and it needs to be a little bit closer to the nose because the tear duct of the right eye is kind of cut off because it's hidden by the nose. So when I go back and fix this portrait, then it will be more accurate and it'll look more like the character. So we've only got about a minute left and we don't have a lot of this face done, but that's okay because this is part of the challenge. I want to see how accurate I can be to getting all of the features right where they need to be. And I also want to make sure that even though this is a time challenge, that I am taking my time and making sure that it's as accurate as possible. And I don't want to rush in doing this portrait just because I'm on a timer. Like I am rushing, right? But not overdoing it to where it looks nothing like a face. And the timer is up. This is as far as I got, which isn't super close to being done, but at least I've gotten the eyes, the nose, and the lips where they need to be. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to finish this portrait. I decided to start with the mouth because it needs a little bit more finessing. And I did redraw this mouth a couple of times just because mouths are not my strong suit, but also the angle of the mouth and the shape of the lips. I wanted to make sure that I got it as close as possible. Once I felt like the lips were decent enough, I moved on to the shape of the face and I just added in that jawline so that I can get the rest of the head in and the rest of the features. with the eyebrows, those usually line up with the eye as well. So like the outer side of the eye will be the outer side of the eyebrow, and the tear duct will be the inward part of the eyebrow. I don't know what it's called, but I think you know what I mean. Anyway, so I tried to get that mapped out as best as I can, and then I sketch out the eyebrow shape as I see in the reference. And I add in the eyes, and I'm going to work on the ear as well because the face is coming together really nicely, and the ear will help bring everything else together. I may need to fix up her neck just a little bit because right now it does look a little small, but once I add in the earrings and the rest of the details, everything will come together slowly. And as you can see, I had to fix up the jawline just because it was too squared off compared to the reference. Females typically have softer features. Her jaw was a little too squared off for my liking. And now we're going to go in with the shirt that she's wearing so that I can finish out her shoulders and that bottom half of the portrait. I moved on to her hair as well. I believe my camera died. Sorry for that, but you've got the gist of what's going on here. So I'm going to finish out her hair, and then I want to add in some shading to her face just to bring out some dimension. And like I said before, I do plan on painting these portraits. I'm getting ready to fill out this entire sketchbook with a bunch of portraits because I want to start using my gouache and just getting better with using gouache, kind of like Hamrib, because I enjoy watching her videos and I like her technique, but I would like to develop my own technique with gouache and figure out what works best for me and the portraits that I am trying to create. So I'm sketching out a bunch of portraits in this Stillman and Birn sketchbook, and then once it's all filled out, I'm going to start painting them, and you guys will see that process as well. So make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you like videos like this. Let me know how you think I did, and if you participated in this challenge, let me know down in the comments. Bye.